Hey guys, Dylan here again with Southland Kennels. I have Bella with me today, and we're just going to do a little bit of leash training. And I'd like to help you guys out with this as much as possible. So here's a slip lead. It's just a 6-foot lead. It just has like a little loop around it. And what happens is this goes right over Bella's neck, and we tighten it just a little bit, but it's not very tight whatsoever. And so what's going to happen is I have this dinner bell, and it goes like this. When she gets here, she's gonna get paid. All right. So a lot of times, what happens with leash training is that we don't train the dog to walk on the leash. We just put a leash on it. So when we start, I just drop the leash, and she gets to drag it, and she becomes accustomed to that leash having a little bit of pressure on it, but not very much at all. And that little bit of pressure doesn't antagonize her anymore. She doesn't want to scratch it and chew it away. She just realizes that's life, and she's gonna feel a little bit of pressure, and it just gets her accustomed and acclimated to the leash, so that when I pick it up and that same little light pressure is on it, she doesn't start chewing on the leash and start bucking like a bronco, if you will. So a couple things I'll do is, while she walks with me, I'll pay her out. But if she slips out in front of me like you saw a second ago, I'll bring her all the way back, and I'll start to go ahead and feed her as we walk forward, as long as she's right on my hip. And I'll take turns outside and then inside. The dog on the inside of my hip and the dog on the outside of my hip. And so the leash doesn't play a very big role in the puppyhood walking stages. Later in life, when we get a dog that's very rambunctious, very confident, and they want to go do their own thing, the leash will play a bigger role. But for right now, she just needs to realize the leash is a thing. It doesn't provide a lot of pressure, and the only way she gets paid is to be on my hip, on my left hip. AKC standard is left, so the dog should walk on the left side of your body. And what I do is, when the dog comes to me and my feet aren't moving, I pull my hand up a little bit so that they sit. So when I move, I drop my hand down a little bit, or and when I stop, my hand comes up and the puppy sits, and that's when they get paid. All right. You can pay the puppy while you're walking, and then you can also pay the puppy when they sit. Now, if Bella was sitting in front of me right here, I wouldn't pay her there. I'd drop this leg back, I'd bring it around, and I'd get her to sit right next to my side. All right, and I'll start to pair a word with this, which is just gonna be heel, which is, I need you at my heel. I'll spin you around, and you can sit right next to me. So we can just stand here together. Now, when I'm walking, I'll tell her to heel if she's not caught up to me, or if I change directions, heel. So she starts to learn, when he says heel, he means get closer, or he's about to turn. And since he likes me so much, he told me to give me a heads up so that I would come and get food from him. Heel. So when I start walking, I say heel to let her know that I'm starting to walk. When I take a turn, heel, I'll say heel, okay? If she gets out of line, like in front of me, I'll say, hey, you needed to be on my heel. Good girl. All right? And then we can work on things like stay. And then I come back, stay. Okay, come. And heel. Yes. Now I'm gonna turn, heel. Yes, good girl. Heel. Good. Good. And then my release is okay. Okay. Now, okay means I'm not giving you any more food. Okay, you did such a great job. Okay, you can run around with your brothers and sisters. Okay, you can go across the yard. Okay, you can use the bathroom. Okay, you can do everything you want. Okay means no more food's coming. Also, okay means no more pressure's coming. So whether I have food or not, okay is her release, but okay will also tell her, you don't have to focus on me anymore, you can do whatever you want, okay? So with everything played into itself, we have a come, we have a heel, we got our sit. From here we can go to the floor, that's a down. We can rotate around, stay, stay. Make sure to come back and treat her so that she understands when we ask her to stay, that means we're coming back and she doesn't have to do any work. Stay. And then we can release her. Okay, come and heel. Yes, and stay. Heel. Good. And you see the same time I drop my hand down to give her an indication, or here's the dinner bell, which I taught you guys as far as creating a come when called off of it. So, and that's just a redirection for the dog, but now that she's pretty good at walking, come, heel, good, good. Now, at first it was food, 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 because it took her a while to understand what was going on. Like, she didn't know to follow me. So I started implementing the dinner bell. But now that she knows, come. Now that she knows, when I start moving, and especially if I have food, then she just knows to follow. And I'll drop my hand to tell her, hey, if you come here, this is an invitation. If you heel. So here she stopped a little prematurely. Come, heel, and sit. So yes, this is all for food. Now, when you have this part, all I need you to do is pick up the leash, okay? Because the leash doesn't teach the dog to walk with you. Now, if she is fixated on the floor, the leash will help guide her head up. If she's here, I'll say heel. You see the hand still does the same work, but now the leash is a part of it. Yes, good girl. So the leash is the second step. The dog needs to know how to walk with you and why it's very rewarding to walk with you. And then you can go ahead and use some of that obedience we worked on inside, like the kitchen work or the living room work, out here. And then really the leash is just a bit of guidance. So I'm coming, please heel. I'm turning, please heel. Good. I'm turning, please heel. Good. And then I'm turning, please heel. And then I've stopped and I'll pick up the leash just a little bit. Yes, good girl. This is all for her kibble. Heel and sit. Yes. Now, I will ask the dog to sit when my feet stop moving as it's a puppy. Once the standard is put in and it's set in stone or it's put into her muscle memory, when I stop moving my feet, she will automatically sit. This isn't just for Bella, this is for numerous dogs. This is how I teach it. So when they see my feet stop, they're gonna sit. And we're gonna kind of see if Bella will demo that for me, okay? So I move, I stop. Beautiful. Right? I move, I stop. Beautiful. There we go. You're such a good girl. I move, we heel, I stop, we sit. What a good girl. So hopefully this video helps. Now, I would only be walking her on a leash right now if I had food. Otherwise, she just drags her leash, and that way if she tries to walk away from me, or if we're in the yard or something like that, and she decides to get like a wild hare to go running or something, I can put a little stop to that, or at least I have some recourse. But otherwise, like right now, I'm teaching her how to walk. And this leash work goes a little further, because when I say come, I put a little bit of pressure on the leash right here as soon as I ask her to come. So she starts to realize a little bit of pressure, you can yield to that pressure and you get paid for yielding to the pressure of the leash. So also, if I get her to come and I say sit, I'll pull up on the leash just a little bit, and we'll rearrange the leash here, just so that she starts to feel a little pressure up on the leash means to sit. So here we go. Heel and sit. Good. Doesn't have to be much pressure here, guys, okay? Heel. Heel. you'll start to see how all of our good work inside has started to pay off. We're gonna see if we can do a circle around Bella. Stay. Now around the back of the puppy is usually pretty difficult because they lose eyesight. Stay. So immediately I come back and I pay here. Stay. Out in front, pretty easy, she knows that. While she has food in her mouth, I go around her back. She did get up, sit. I stepped on the leash, we parked it, stay, come. Loop her around, heel. I helped her with a little bit of walking from my feet. Good girl. And we'll just end it there. If you guys have questions, please let us know. Hopefully this helps you out, but as you can see, Bella's a rock star, and I have no doubt that she's going to fall right in line with you guys. A little leash work training every day. Just 5 minutes, don't overdo it. And in no time, you got a dog that as soon as you pick up the leash and you start walking, she's ready to go. She enjoys it, it's very rewarding, the bond is there, and we move forward together. Come on, Bella. Good. You guys have a good day. We'll see you soon.